Before we get into the before and after of social media, we first need to understand what is social media. So there's two parts. What is social media and what is social networking? So we did a small interview with Daniel Rations for his take on the matter. To get a clearer understanding of this is to break it into simpler terms. So we could break it the social part and the media part. Well, the social part refers to the information that we're sharing and receiving from them, whereas the media part refers to the instrument of communication. Social networking is a subcategory of social media. The easiest way to understand this is by thinking about the terms media and networking separately. Media refers to the information you're sharing, whether it be a video, PDF, picture, or even a status update. Networking, on the other hand, has to do with the audience. For example, it could be your friends, your relatives, or even complete strangers. Ever wondered why our parents will always tell us to stop using our devices every time we're at the dinner table or we're just relaxing? Now, it occurred to me and I wondered why it was so demeaning to use those devices. So let's find out the differences from life before social media and after social media, and how much has it affected our life today.
How life was before social media. This was life before social media. All of these were childhood memories. Before social media, life was really simple. People communicate through their phones, the big bulky ones, read newspapers, write letters,
doing their hobbies, spending their time with mates, maybe playing the guitar, reading a book.
and actually enjoy life watching TV. Life was very peaceful back then, especially when there isn't any people like this, and this.
What if I told you there was an investment that never fails, okay?
Libraries, cafes, playgrounds, places like this were actually really popular before the rise of social media.
How has social media impacted our daily lives in terms of communication? So the first pro is we can easily contact anyone at anywhere around the world.
And you can expect an instant reply.
And WhatsApp alone has about 2 billion users in a month, and that's about 28% of the world's population. Other than contacting friends and families from afar, social media has also gave us the privilege to phone emergency services if we are having an emergency. So the whole world is under lockdown during this COVID-19 pandemic. School, colleges, and universities are forced to conduct online classes. So this social media app called Zoom is very popular during this pandemic, as it is the best communicating platforms to host meetings. During this pandemic, businesses are finding hard to make ends meet. So businesses can use social platforms to promote, connect, and communicate with their customers so that they are able to generate some income.
Post edit Ilyas here. I'm here to further elaborate on what Joe said. So based on an article posted by the Visual Capitalist.
Hey guys, Vsauce here.
Based on the article posted by the Visual Capitalist, there was about 1.6 billion WhatsApp users monthly in the year 2019, which is, I'd say, about the same as 2 billion. And also in 2018, 72% of major brands used social media as a way to further expand their businesses. Now back to your usual program.
So let's move on to the cons. Recently, a former Miss Universe Malaysia has made an ignorant statement about the Black Lives Matter protest that is happening in the United States. Because of that, many people have disagreed with her, and some have even started to cyberbully her. Cyberbullying is one of the most awful things you can do on social media, as it gives the victim suicidal thoughts, depression, and etc. Social media can be very addictive. It can be so addictive that people are willing to put their lives on a line to text while driving. Many innocent lives were lost because of texting while driving.
Hey, it's me, Ilyas again. Whoa, post, look at this. About 59% of teens get bullied and harassed online. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yes, I do. I'm one of those statistics.
Oh dang. Overall, 60%
Classic
of
me.
girls and 59% of boys have experienced one of the six abusive
Oh, at
behaviors.
least once in their
Look
life.
at them
Oh,
look at them abusive behaviors.
really?
That's like
Where is statistics being pulled from? I know so many people. We know a lot of people, and none of them have been really bullied online.
pure research. Wasn't that informative?
Mm-hmm. Oh, why is the boy moving?
Let's go back. But wait! Text and drive! A research was done in the US by the Zebra about text and drive. 15.6% of young drivers admitted to text and driving. 14% of fatal crashes involves cell phones.
That's a lie.
That's equivalent to 4.6 thousand deaths in just 2018.
Booga booga. Phone, drive, back. Vroom vroom. No phone.
Alright, let's go back.
Social media is an amazing achievement which connects people from all across the globe and has been evolving ever since. Its effects on our daily lives are kind of a mixed bag. It can help form positive connections with people worldwide, but it is not a substitute for live interactions, which brings me to my next point. Social media addiction is a real phenomenon, and many people, most importantly the younger generation, increasingly spend time on social media sites. This can lead to harmful effects on their lives and even their health in general. Even though the whole point of social media is to allow people to stay connected with others, it doesn't have the same satisfaction associated with actual human interaction, which is a crucial human need, as it can lead to problems such as social anxiety. Real human interaction can become extremely scary for people. Besides these effects, there's also a question asked by a lot of people. What was life like before social media? Due to the internet still being slowly explored and introduced to the public and the lack of social media back then, people still relied on real interaction.
Not like what it's like right now, because like most of like the millennials, most of the time in their houses, not exercising, not spending time with friends, and just like scrolling through Instagram and like not being productive. Yeah.
This time will be professionals, alright? Alright, based on a survey done in the UK, teenagers between the age of 16 till 24 use their mobile phones 4 hours a day, which is about 60 days a year. That's roughly 2 months.
My little brother, he just sits on his phone all day playing Brawl Stars. Oh my god.
Even with the given statistics, about 40% of the people in the survey said they were okay with it. But while we're on the topic of social anxiety, it is said that teens on social media have been more preoccupied on the relationship they have on social media than their real life relationships and responsibilities. There are several consequences of social anxiety, which includes disruption of sleep, inability to manage weight, and loss of interest in work.
If people look at it in general, it shows how real this problem actually is. Because most teenagers nowadays, they actually just rather sit in their room, not talk to their family at all, and rather just be occupied on their phone, watching YouTube, going social media, scrolling to Twitter, and things like that. To add on to that, if you ask most students nowadays why they're so tired, why they don't feel like doing work, most of the time they sleep late. Why? Playing games on their phone. They don't want to do work.
Now let's get it with the outro.
The purpose of this video is to raise social awareness about social media and discuss some commonly asked questions to provide knowledges for a vast majority of our population, such as importance of social media, how it affects and changes us in many ways, solution focus on how to resolve problems caused by social media. Social media provide great opportunity for modern generation to stay connected even across the globe, but the only limiting factor is Wi-Fi. The use of social media must be balanced and under parental supervision if possible. Also, it is advised users should acknowledge self-mastery. If user did not treat the use of social media wisely, it will slowly drain our precious source, time and energy, just like falling into the endless depth, the void. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope this video conveys something useful and solid. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Come to the front door, get to the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. Hold up in the beamer, go around the block, take a lap, take a lap. I am an addict and it is fantastic. I can't get enough of them sandy cheeks. Sandy freak, one more blunt, her panties breach. Go